Good morning. Thank you for being with me today. We are broadcasting today back from our sanctuary. This is Reverend Martha Quintana. I'm the senior minister here at the Rio Grande Center, and I am so delighted to be back here today. Today, helping us from all over the city. It's just we ourselves and I. It's myself and my dear beloved Mason who are in the building today. But we're starting to make a slow comeback. The phase in, which we're working on right now with our reentry team, is that we are slowly phasing in. As you know, we're raising money for video equipment. That's on order and should be here as soon as it can be here. We're yet to know a little bit more about that. And so we across the bridge there, we have Annette Martinez, our IT director, who is helping us. Tammy Lambert. Across is Kamatara Johnson. She and her husband Ken and daughter Ava are going to be doing our special music today. And then holding high watch, we have our invocation, which is Greg Gardner, and he's also going to be helping us hold high watch. We also have Kathy Mathiasen, Toby Pope, Julia Washington, and so many others who are helping us to hold high watch today. I am so grateful for everyone who is participating. So slowly, we're going to be coming back into the sanctuary, doing it in a way that's healthy and comfortable for everybody. And I'm just so grateful for that. I'd like to give a special shout this week. Even though things are quiet here in the building, we are still growing and in every way. This past week, our very own there are soon to be practitioners, Carol Helms and Laura Snap, passed their national exams, certifying exams. And that means that all they have to sit for now is their oral panels. And we have two brand new practitioners. I'm so excited about both of them. Also, Kamatara Johnson, who is in ministerial school, finished her class and became a senior in ministerial school. Yay, I'm so glad about that. So we're just doing so many wonderful things here. And I'm so grateful for everyone who is here. Now, I'd like to introduce our very own Greg Gardner for our invocation.
As we come together this morning, I have a lot of background noise. As we come together, I'd like to make yourself comfortable wherever you are. You feel it, right there. Notice how the day is once again becoming together in peace. And you take this step, whether it's the sanctuary, and then we now we have not come together in this new step we perfect sanctuary. This place where so many of us first met and became the community that is the Rio Grande Central Spiritual Living. As Peter Grace becomes together once again, and bathed in the light, loving kindness and compassion that is this beautiful community. I remember the smiles, the hugs, and the fellowship of all the smiling faces that I have known in this sanctuary. I know in consciousness those smiles, hugs, fellowship, and love are with each of us right now. And so I bless each of us this morning in these turbulent times and know that this time we share together in consciousness is blessed. I bless our technical experts, our musicians, our practitioners, and each of you within sound of my voice. I especially bless Reverend Martha and her message of inspiration for us this morning. I know that each of us is loved and supported on this day and in this service. I know we each are bathed in love. And so I bless each of us and this magnificent technology that brings us together in consciousness in this sanctuary. And so I invite each of you to join me as I announce, and so it is. Amen.
Thank you, Greg. What a great day to be here. This week, the title of the talk, Money is a Spiritual Idea. I also want to talk about what is going on nationwide with George Floyd and all of the riots as well. For this is an issue that does not go unaddressed in Science of Mind. One of the things many years ago, I was listening to a woman, a healer who came from high in the mountains of Mexico. And in Spanish, she's known as a curandera. She's a healer. And she explained that when she restores somebody, when she heals somebody, and she talked about a case she'd had where a young woman had been raped. And so she healed the young woman. And as the young woman was in her bed and healing, she went to the place where it had happened and she healed the land there as well. That's restorative justice. When we look inside of ourselves and we heal that thing that is inside of us, and we look out in the world and heal wherever this thing has taken place, that is restorative justice. For each of us are born of a goodness so deep and vast that we have the ability to be restored. We come from the infinite and the bottomless. And that means that whenever I say, for example, whenever I say, it is what it is, the infinite and the bottomless tell me, and it is becoming. So nothing is static in the mind of God. Nothing is static ever. And so our prayers are for this time that we are beginning to change. And I think what's going on, and I've really thought, I've been in deep prayer about this. What's going on is during this pandemic time, it has been people call it a great time out, a time of reset, a time of restoration. And what these times do for us is they link us back to our humanity. And so I am sitting in my humanness and I get to feel every single thing that is happening in this world. I get to feel the great joy, the great sorrow, and the great injustice, the deep rage, the fear, all of that comes up right now. And it's not that anything is happening different than it's been in the past. It's that now we as a collective are feeling it. We as a collective are saying no more. We do not want to live like this anymore. We are healing, and it is time to heal the ideas of separation, the idea that someone is less than me because of the color of their skin, that someone is less than me because of whatever reason, because they're fat, because they're thin, because they're handicapped, because they love differently than I do. The time has come for us to look at this unity and to restore that inside of each of us. I am a human being, and as such, I am feeling that rage. I am feeling outraged, and this is good. This is good. It's good to feel sad and disappointed and outraged. What we cannot do is act on that. The outrage, the fear, the disappointment, that's the beginning of the healing. And what we have to do is sit with it and say, I am healing. I'm healing. And this is the world that I want to leave behind. I want to leave a world filled with justice. A world in which no one has to walk afraid, that women can walk by themselves at night, that no one, because of the color of their skin, are afraid, that their children aren't afraid, that they have to be taught to keep their hands out in plain sight because someone might think poorly of them. Oh, yes, this is a sad time. And it's good to feel the outrage. It's good to feel the rage. But what we can't do is act on that, because that is the destruction. To go out in the middle of that, we've just begun to heal. So to sit inside the restorative justice is that if my soul is the breeding ground for anger and fear and disgust and dismay, if my soul, if my spirit is the breeding ground for that in my own life, then I have to sit with myself, just like the curanderas. I have to sit with myself, knowing that spirit is walking and talking through me. Remember that we are all infinite and bottomless. And if I can capture that, in myself, infinite, bottomless, then I know it is what it is, and it's becoming. It is what it is, and it's becoming. Our friend Ernest Holmes wrote that we cannot say there is peace when there is no peace. So I'd like to skip to the end and say, it's all good, people. It's all good. And ultimately, it is all good. But in the meantime, the healing, we have to expose the wound, debride it, bandage it, allow it to heal. And then we begin to move into this new world that each of us has been proclaiming for so long, to dare to step into that world in such a beautiful, beautiful way. The time is now, the time has come. And so money is a spiritual idea too. Ernest Holmes says that it is that we have to envision ourselves sitting with the kind of resource that we would like. He says that in his book, Creative Mind and Success, he says, without a certain amount of money in our lives, we would have a hard time. But how to get it, that is the race problem. How shall we acquire wealth? Money didn't make itself, and not being self-created, it must be an effect. Behind it must be the cause that projects it. This cause is never seen. No cause is ever seen. Consciousness is cause, and people who have a money consciousness have the outward expression of it. So whatever it is that we are trying to get, whether it be a better world, more money, a better sense of confidence, we have to have the consciousness behind that. And we know that it's that which we can accept that allows us to move forward in ways that are beneficial to us. So Holmes talks about the law of action. So it's not enough to just say, okay, here is the world that I want. Here is the money I want. Here, it's all here. But then we have to do the footwork. He says we have to get out. And he goes, sometimes we might not even know what it is that we want. Sometimes it's something else and we don't really know yet. The time hasn't come yet. So he says, do something. He's famous for moving furniture. I was glad to read this in Creative Mind and Success. Some of his friends and some of the people that knew him have said that he really liked moving furniture. And so he says, move furniture, eat on the back stoop of the house, do something that shifts your perspective. He goes, continue doing until what it is that you want comes into clear focus, because that's what is happening. And the same is true with this time in our lives, in this place of restorative justice, to keep healing that rage, that place inside of us that feels the division, that place inside of us that might have that racism, the place inside of us that might feel the illness, the outrage, but we don't hold on to it. No, what we do is we allow ourselves to move through it, allow it to move through us. And in this place of acquiring a better world, there is an idea behind all of it. There's an idea behind all of it. He says, the idea of the infinite. He says, suppose that we wish to draw from the universal mind some definite idea, some guidance, some information, some leading. How are we going to do this? And he says, we have to be convinced that we do it. And he gives us a spiritual practice. And the spiritual practice actually will guide us through so many of the things that we are looking at right now, so many of these things. He says, be quiet until you realize the presence of absolute intelligence around you. Now get a perfect picture of just what you desire. Get a perfect picture of just what you desire. You cannot get a picture unless you know what it is you want. Put your mind in touch with the universal mind, saying just what you are waiting for. Ask for it. Believe that you are receiving it, and wait. And wait. After a few minutes, declare that you now have, even though you may not seem to know, yet in the depths of consciousness, you have received the impression. Give thanks that you now receive. Do this every day until you get direction. It is sometimes a good thing to do this just before going to sleep. Never, after you've done this, deny the knowledge that has been given you. So even if it seems absurd, allow yourself to know it. Allow yourself to sit with it. For this is a time right now in our world. We are in a time of great healing. Allow yourself to have that. And here's what comes with healing. All of the things that made us ill become what might percolate up. But it doesn't mean anything is wrong right now. What it means, and here's the irony of this, when we're healing, what that means is that it's safe enough now to heal. When these weird memories come up, these ancient thoughts, these things from childhood, that they come up, sit with them as you would a good friend. Just let it be. Grieve if you have to. Be sad if you have to. And then let it go. And in your mind's eye, if something happened to you, say as a child, in this restorative justice, go to that place, go to that home in your childhood and bless that place. Bless every single part of that place. This is the beginning of all of your healing, because whatever happened, if there was a violence that happened to you in some place, in that place, the memory of that violence is still there. The energy of that violence is still there. And so today we join with the people of Minneapolis and know that their city is being restored, that the outrage, the message that those people are wanting to send out to the world has been heard. And our job is to go there in our consciousness and stand with them in love, link arms with our brothers and sisters, and to know that we are with them today. We are with them today. And no more should there be another George Floyd. No more should there be the kind of illness that has pervaded our society so much that people are seen as different. No more are the police, and I know there's so many policemen, police officers who are doing their job, and we stand with them too, that the healing might happen there as well. For everyone has become a part of this race consciousness. And now is the time to heal it, to see that the perpetrators and the victims are subject to the same energy. And if we arrive with a love that is even greater than that is what heals. That is what heals. And so today we stand with them. We go there to Minneapolis in our minds and heal it. We go to any place in the world where this has been pervasive and we heal it. And if for us personally, there has been a time or a place that this has happened for us, We heal it in ourselves and we go to that place. And if you can get there even physically and just bless and heal that place that these things happen, that is when we bring the blessing back to our land, to our people, to ourselves. And so finally, Holmes says, and it's very beneficial to what we're speaking of today, he says, we are strong with the strength of the infinite. We are strong with the strength of the infinite. We are not weak. We are great and not mean. We are great and not mean. We are one with the infinite mind. When you have a real thing to do, keep it to yourself. Don't talk about it. Just know in your own mind what it is that you want and keep still about it. Often when you think that we will do something big, we begin to talk about it, and the first thing we know, all the power seems to have gone. This is what happens. We are all sending out into mind a constant stream of thought. The clearer it is, the better will it manifest. If it becomes doubtful, it will not have so clear a manifestation. If it is confused, it will manifest only confusion. All this is according to the law of cause and effect, and we cannot change that law. So today we are standing with the strength of the infinite. We are born of the infinite and the bottomless. And so, yes, it is what it is, and it's becoming. Yes, there is a thing as restorative justice, a place that we can create what is right, a world that is there, and it starts inside of us by healing that thing that is in us. And if you find that you need the help of a practitioner, please reach out to one of our practitioners here at Rio Grande Center. For they are trained to know the truth about us, and they will. Thank you. Namaste. So now is our prayer time, and I would ask all of the practitioners in consciousness to please stand with me as we do our prayer. And I know in this moment that all there is life. All there is love. For this love, this law, are two sides of that one divine being. And no matter how we see it or what we call this one divine, be it God, Mother, Father, Pachamama, Jesus, Abraham, Moses, peace, love, joy, happiness, beauty, truth, no matter how we see it or from what portal it arrives, it is that allness, that one indivisible life that is everywhere equally present. And I am born of this. I am born of this indivisible life. I am born of the one invisible, indivisible, infinite, bottomless. I too am that. And even as I experience this moment in time, I experience the infinite good of that all living God, for truly my God is a living God. And as I know this life for me, I know this for every single person who can hear my voice, everyone who is with me today online, and everyone who can hear me even later. For each of us are born of the infinite, the bottomless, the good, the joy. Each of us are born of that. Of this I am certain. Today I affirm and declare that whatever outrage, whatever sickness, whatever is in us, that it is already healed. In that healing, we go to the place where it happened, and that place is healed too. I affirm and declare for George Floyd and his family peace, the peace that surpasses all human understanding. And in that blessing, it goes out to all the people of Minneapolis, the police force, the families, that blessing is with them too. And in this blessing, we heal the city, the land where all of this took place. For truly, today is the day where we bring forward the vision of that greater humanity. We are evolving. Even now, I affirm and declare and know it. For as each of us move through that which has made us ill, as we move into that place of health and beauty and truth and healing, our humanity takes us to the place of linking arms with each other, of walking this spiritual path together. I am so grateful. I'm grateful for this time, grateful for all of the people who call the Rio Grande Center home, for all the people who have been here and those are yet to come. Together, we are manifesting that good, and I am so grateful. And so it is with great gratitude that I release my word, knowing it cannot come back to me void, knowing that as I've spoken, it is done. And so it is. Amen. Thank you. Thanks for being with me today. So now is the time during our service where we share our financial abundance with each other. And I am so, so very grateful for all that you are sharing with us. And right now we are raising money for a video camera. It's going to cost us $2,400. Plus we also need an updated an updated laptop to run it all. I am so grateful in this past week, and we have had 15 donations already. And here's the rub with this, is that we still need money for our general operations. We still need contributions toward that. So if you can do anything extra for our video, I'm so grateful. But we've had 15 donors for the video, and I just want to read their names real quick. Bernadette Montes, Leslie Gardner, Valerie Hand, Carmela Herrera, Estela Cabrera, Sue Sarkeesian and Kim Kraut, Joanne Danella, Carol March, Tamara Williams, Annette Martinez, Annie Gregg, Alicia Hanlon, Betty Meyerson, Pat Scanlon and Keith Auger, and Marilyn O'Leary. So far, these are the folks that have come in. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I know there is more coming. It's a total of, right now, drum roll, $1,230. So we're looking for $2,400 plus a new laptop. So if you can give today, I'm so appreciated. There's ways to give. You can text it, PayPal, you can mail us a check, and all of it. I'm so grateful. And thank you for your regular contributions to us. I am so grateful for that too. So with that, I would like to turn this over to our friend Kamatara and her beautiful family, Ken and Ava, for this wonderful song.
Hi, everybody. We're so glad to see you this morning. We're in configuration 3 of trying out sound equipment in our house. So thank you to everyone who's donating money to help us get proper broadcasting equipment for the sanctuary, because then we can get our skeleton crew in there and broadcast from there, and looking forward to that. So I am super excited to have our favorite 15-year-old, Ava Johnson, with us. And of course, my amazingly talented husband, Ken. Thank you so much for playing today. And I kind of tongue-in-cheek suggested, oh, we should do the song From a Distance. Isn't that funny? And then I looked at the words and went, oh wait, that's a really good song, especially in light of the grieving that's happening this week. So from our heart to yours, here's an amazing song by Julie Gold, and Nancy Griffith recorded it, and I think Bette Midler made it really famous. So you'll probably recognize this. And for those of you where God is just not your jam, you could substitute the word love on the chorus. Love is watching us, and it'll be really beautiful. So enjoy From a Distance.
From a distance, the world looks blue and green, and the snow-capped mountains white. From a distance, the ocean meets the stream, and the eagle takes to flight. From a distance, there is harmony, and it echoes through the land. It's the voice of hope, it's the voice of peace, it's the voice of every man. From a distance, we all have enough, and no one is in need. There are no guns, no bombs, no diseases, no hungry mouths to feed. From a distance, we are instruments marching in a common band, playing songs of hope, playing songs of peace. They're the songs of every man. God is watching us. God is watching us. God is watching us from a distance. From a distance, you look like my friend, even though we are at war. From a distance, I can't comprehend what all this war is for. From a distance, there is harmony, and it echoes through the land. It's the hope of hopes, it's the love of loves, it's the heart of every man. It's the hope of hopes, it's the love of loves, it's the heart of every man. God is watching us, God is watching us, God is watching us from a distance. God is watching us, God is watching us, God is watching us from a distance.
Oh, beautiful. Thank you so much. Well, I have to say it's been great to spend the morning with you. And so if you would like to grab your cup of coffee and join us in the Zoom room social hall, I'm happy to see you. In the meantime, here's Greg and I to say goodbye. Thank you so much, and see you in a little bit in the other room. Have a great week.